Welcome to Prestwick Golf Club, the home of the Open Championship. Let's play my 5 favourite holes. That could be out of bounds. Prestwick Golf Club dates back to 1851 and has the train line to thank for the growth of not just here but the game of golf. Obviously public transport wasn't really a thing back then, and the way that people used to travel were by the railway lines, and that's why some of the most famous old golf courses in Scotland are by the railway line. And this is actually the best example of a golf course that you can visit by train, and I think there's a different video to be done on that. You can literally get on the train in Glasgow city central and be here within 30 minutes and be on the tee within 35 minutes. So a great feature, and I got very lucky here on the first hole, named Railway, quite aptly named Railway, and a charming start to hopefully a lovely day here at Prestwick Golf Club. Oh, be good. Come on, wind. I'm happy with that. As another train rolls into Prestwick, you could be on that train and into Glasgow city centre within 30 minutes. And both here in North Berwick and Cruden and a lot of golf courses in the east and the southwest of Scotland, connected by the railway line. So you don't always need a rental car to be travelling around Scotland. Think about the railway line as a way to get to and from golf, certainly for people that are on less intensive golf trips to Scotland. So we'll say a lot about Prestwick Golf Club, and a lot of it will be related to the Open Championship and the first Opens that were ever played. The first ever tee shot struck at the Open, and the whole genesis of the Open started here at Prestwick. Just 10 minutes drive away from Royal Troon, where the 152nd Open Championship is being played this month. And I don't know where my ball is. I must be miles over, Glen boy. Here we go. You see behind me there, local dog walkers. The great thing about Scotland and all these Scottish golf courses, you know, this is a members club that has visitor access, public access. It also has public access by foot. And in Scotland we have the right to roam, so anyone can walk anywhere as long as they're not up to any good. And you see a lot of dog walkers out here. Wow, what a great green. This green hugging that railway line, and lovely old sloping green. Ugh. But what a little charming hole. I mean, again, not schooling people in architecture here, but a nice gentle handshake to get started, and I'm glad the people on that train didn't have to witness that sloppy bogey. So you will not play a hole like this one. I'm not sure you'll ever play a hole like this one in your life. It's a pretty incredible hole. You can see the flag to the right there. Right, any members watching this, this is straight into the winds. That's why it's a driver. Oh! Down the middle. I mean, pretty happy with that. It's proper links golf tonight, I tell you what. Normally the wind dies down, and if anyone's watching this lucky enough to have played links golf already in Scotland knows the nice quiet time once you know, around about after dinner the wind dies down, but we've got a real 3-4 club wind today, but it's great, it's great. And we've got here the third hole, Cardinal. And from the fairway, it looks quite a, nothing hole. But behind that hill, believe it or not, is a huge, huge bunker, which I've avoided off the tee. Huge dog leg right. Wow. Sand, sand, and more sand. I mean, this appears to be a natural blowout bunker that they've reinforced with wood. But all you see is sand, sand, and sand. It's a pretty intimidating, as a member or somebody who's played it before, knowing this is here, you definitely do not want to drive into that. Straight into a 3-club wind here. I want to keep this quite low. Go! And that's probably the first blind shot of the day. Like Cruden Bay, my home course, Tom Morris had no machinery to lay out this golf course. It was originally 12 holes. And yeah, he just built around the natural features that were here, and most of them are sand dunes. Stay. That wind. Wow. I mean, I've played my whole life in wind. And that's what I love about links golf, is it's so unpredictable, and like being out here in this wind, I mean, I don't think I would walk the dog in it, to be honest with you. But it's so enjoyable to play it. It's so different to what a lot of you guys watching are used to playing in. Ah! Here comes the rain. Oh, putting into that wind. Come on. Ah. We'll get moving. Welcome to number 5 at Prestwick Golf Club, which is called the Himalayas. Blind hole. The front, centre and back is located, and we're hitting over the sleepers, hoping and praying. As I said about Cruden Bay, the 15th at Cruden Bay, they're only blind the first time you play them, so make sure you come back and play them again. So I want to tell you about this bridge and the incredible legacy an American man called John Imlay left, not only to Prestwick, but to Royal Troon, to Muirfield, and to his home Scottish golf course, North Berwick. John Imlay was an entrepreneur from Atlanta, and he was very successful, made a lot of money. He actually owned the Atlanta Falcons. And he was a man I managed to meet back when I started my journey promoting Scottish golf courses. I had a podcast, and I had John on my podcast, and I sat with him in his home in North Berwick, and he talked about wanting to leave a legacy, and the legacy being that these golf course bridges will remain here long after John, who sadly passed away several years ago. These bridges will live much longer than me or you, and they're so symbolic because they connect the golfer with the golf courses, and without the bridges the golfers can't play the golf courses. So John Imlay, you are a very nice man. Thank you for your time, and what an incredible legacy to leave behind. When you play a blind par 3, you've always got a chance of having a nasty surprise, and that's exactly what I have here. I thought I was on the green, but I'm not, clearly. Spin! I mean, not bad for a 7 handicap. Right, I think this is an example of using the wind. You've got to read the brake and you've got to read the brake for the wind. So, outside the right. And then you've got to remember to hit the ball as well. Ah! Bogey, 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 bogey. That's the bogey train. When you're finished playing the Himalayas, the blind par 3 at Prestwick Golf Club, let the group behind know that you're finished playing. Just gotta wait a second while the dog walker walks across the fairway. And you know, as I said, I'm lucky to work in the golf industry now, and I actually remember one of my first Open memories is coming to the Cruden Open, the Todd Hamilton Open, and believe it or not, me, my brother and my dad slept in my dad's car behind those houses in the car park of Prestwick Beach. My dad's still a tight arse now actually, but I've got him to thank for getting into the golf industry. I mean, he planted the seed and I fell in love with golf from then on. And crazy to think today I've been at Royal Troon before filming this video to film with an Open champion. So it's not all bad, and I've got my dad to thank for getting me on that journey. Like a lot of people, I guess. Their dads have been a big influence. Look at that sunlight. Ooh. Is it long enough? We'll find out. There's a lot of semi-blind shots here. Old school golf. So Royal Troon will be on everyone's televisions in a couple of weeks' time. But just down the road is here, Prestwick Golf Club. I mean, literally you could throw a blanket over 5 or 6 really good golf courses, links golf courses that you play here in this part of the world. What I would say is this part of the world is very golf rich, but perhaps if you were looking for non-golfer activities, it wouldn't be the best place. But you are close to the islands, and that's where there's some really great trips out for maybe people that are non-golfers. But if you wanted to play 36 holes every day, back to back, you wouldn't have to leave Ayrshire on Scotland's southwest coast. And let me know. I'd love to know what your favourite open rota courses are in the comments. I've yet to play them enough times to have a definite list. Muirfield is one that I actually want to play again. I think I'll like Muirfield the more I play it. And if you've enjoyed today's content, you've enjoyed watching me battle the elements, please like and subscribe for more content. And every video we will look to educate and inspire you to come to Scotland and play golf just like this, because you can. Right, into the wind. Time for some Phil Mickelson magic. Played it too well. Prestwick's an odd one because you never see the sea. You always hear it, but you never see it. Short all day. Oh. Yes! There's always one hole that you remember from a round of golf. And the one hole I want to come back and play every time I come back to Prestwick is this one, the 17th, the Alps hole. Natural dunes, an incredible second shot, blind, and so much fun. So let's go and try and find my tee shot. That wind was so far off the right hand side there. And you know what, Prestwick, the birthplace of the Open, not only was it the first ever Open and the first 24 Opens played here, it was also where they came up with the idea of the Open Championship, where they fostered the championship and created the claret jug that we know now. And there's an incredible bit of memorabilia that wouldn't even have a price. There's only a couple of missing signatures on the artwork in the clubhouse, and why it's not behind a massive safe, I don't know, but they're missing a couple of signatures, and every year the new Open champion signs that painting, and it lives on and lives on, and every year it gets more and more valuable. So it's a cool tradition they have at Prestwick, which I hope they document this year, and I will encourage them to record the signatory and get that story out there. What an incredible story. What a cool place. Another thing I wanted to share about Prestwick, they currently have just purchased one of these properties behind. There's always a shortage of accommodation and like nice accommodation in Prestwick, and the club have purchased one of these properties for you to rent out if you ever come here, so good to know. Right, the rainbow's out all 4 seasons today. The wind is way off my right hand side. I'm aiming at the rainbow and hitting a draw here. That came out so soft. I'd be amazed if that made it over and probably in the sand, but like I said before, it's so fun to play in these conditions, to fight the elements, and you haven't come to Scotland for a sunny holiday. Oh, ball, ball, ball. Wow, I missed the bunker. I did a pretty good job of missing that bunker. What a cool hole. In a massive bowl, natural green site. I forget the exact number, but there's a lot of original greens here, original Tom Morris greens. And this is like quintessentially what Tom Morris, a lot of the key holes here are exactly how Tom Morris drew it up. And Prestwick Golf Club's like a time capsule, and they pride themselves on sharing that with the world, and I think that's incredible. There's some private golf courses that don't do that, and here they embrace it right here at Prestwick on the west coast of Scotland. Love these shots. You've got to play beyond the flag, use the backboard and let it roll back. Oh, no, 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 come on, go! Go! Got that all wrong. So whenever anyone asks you what your favourite open water golf course is, always remember to include Prestwick Golf Club, where it all started. So this is the place the first ever golf shot in the Open was ever struck. It was also the beginning of Tom Morris's first ever golf course he ever designed. So if you ever played Lahinch, any of his other famous links golf courses, it all started here at Prestwick, just as the Open did in 1860. Played as a par 5, played in October. And the reason it was played in October is because the grass stopped growing then, and they never had the machinery to cut the greens, which is pretty incredible to think about. And young Tom Morris was even better than old Tom Morris, and he recorded an eagle on this hole, so 560 yards, par 5 in 1860 with old balls and old clubs. A pretty incredible feat back then, and even to this day. So yeah, you can stand here and you can just appreciate where golf began and where it is now, and how far it's come and how commercial it's come, and how many people around the world have enjoyed the game ever since old Tom started it all here at Prestwick.